They did one way on the mountain for us as well, so
really?
that was great.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah. I just spotted your tattoo there. It's lovely.
Oh, yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Really nice.
What's up? Ready when you are.
In the TT Grandstand, but it's Manx Grand Prix, and we are sat here with local legend, Nathan Harrison. He is here racing with, of course, Ashcourt Racing on the Honda. And Nathan, it's so nice to see you back on Manx Roads. How has it been?
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Obviously, I missed probably the best TT ever with the weather, but there was a lot of things going on. Obviously, it wouldn't have been right to do it with my injuries that I had, and had things going on at home and everything. So I think everything fell into place, and it just wasn't meant to be. But it was fantastic to be back here, and obviously got the opportunity to ride the Ashcourt Racing RC45, which is a proper iconic machine.
And they couldn't have picked a better lad to get on it. So how did that tell us how it came about? Because it was quite last minute with Lee, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I'd been on the lookout for a classic superbike because I rode for the Greenall team last year, but obviously it's Kawasaki, and then with my factory Honda ties, I have to be riding on a Honda. So unfortunately, I couldn't carry on with the Greenall team. Obviously, I had a great result with them last year, but so I was hunting, and then obviously Lee got injured, but I'm not the type of person to go asking or anything, so I just thought I'll wait and see and keep on asking, making inquiries about other things and see what I can find. And then next minute, week after TT, my phone rang and it was Lee saying, "You've had a bit of a rough time, and obviously I'm not going to be racing, and how would you be interested in riding the RC45?" And it didn't even take me 2 seconds to think about it. I just said, "Yes, please."
I love it. And how has it felt getting back on the bike? Because obviously you had a little bit of time off there. How has it felt getting back, and obviously going back into roads?
Yeah, of course. It's obviously I'm a bit rustier than everybody else. Like I say, everybody at TC had like 60 plus laps, didn't they? So I've done 6 or 7 laps in practice so far. So I am still finding my feet. But it's a perfect opportunity to do this as well, to get back into it for the TT next year and just get some laps in. The way that the Manx Grand Prix is now, people that do the TT can still ride in the classic races, which is a big help. But we're coming good. I think tomorrow in the race we should be quite strong, and I'm pretty confident. We've had a couple of problems in practice week, but they're all sorted out, and hopefully get a good race tomorrow.
And tell us about the bike.
I know. It's older than me, obviously, which is I wasn't around in that era, but I definitely remember it all like the videos growing up, and like the Hislop, Joey, Philip McCallan. That was the era, and it's one of the most iconic bikes on the grid. I would say that and the Norton are probably the most iconic bikes on the grid. But I said to the team, I kind of wish I could sit and watch as well as ride it at the same time, because I just want to hear it go past. But no, it's an unbelievable machine, and like I say, with the history that bike has got, to be asked to ride it and ride it around the TT course as a Manxman is pretty cool.
Well, besides all the fans that you've got plenty of friends and family on the island that can be filming that for you anyway,
exactly.
haven't you? So you've got a great history with the Manx, and it's an incredible event, and it's an important event for racing over here, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the strength of the TT as well, and the entries into the TT. But as a Manxman, being a part of the Manx Grand Prix, and then to be a part of the 100-year celebrations, I mean, wow.
Yeah, exactly. The Manx Grand Prix has been special to me. Obviously, my dad did it, then my brother did it, and then I've done it. That's where I kind of made my step to the TT. When I won the junior and senior in 2019, it was like a big thing for me. And I think that's why it's so important. It gives the opportunity for people to come to the Manx Grand Prix with less pressure. They can build up in their own time, and then they can make that transition to the TT a bit easier, because some people if you're a BSB star and you're top 10 in BSB, like Glenn Irwin, for example, the TT is the only option for you, really, because you're a quality rider. But this Manx Grand Prix gives you the opportunity to get to that point. And like you say, even now, how they've got it set up, you've got classic racing with top riders on them. You've got junior racing and senior racing for people for the chance to come up. And like you say, at the minute you got some newcomers doing really well. But yeah, no, it's an iconic event, and it's great to see it, and to be part of the 100th years is a fantastic thing to be a part of.
And your helmet as well.
Yeah.
I love the paintwork on your helmet. Tell us about that and who did it for you.
Yeah, so Phil from Warpaint did that for us. Obviously, with stuff that's gone on at home, I thought she'd kill me if I didn't do something. So yeah, I thought I did a nice little tribute to the back of my helmet, and like you say, that way she's coming around with me. She never used to watch me or anything like that. She didn't have a clue what was going on until I come back. But she hasn't got a choice now. She's flying around on the back.
Well, listen, Nathan, thank you so much. I know it's a busy week for you. I really appreciate you coming and chatting with us. Yeah. All the best. It's ace to see you part of the Manx Grand Prix and back on the roads, and I can't wait to see what you do tomorrow. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So we just popped up to Derby Day up in the north of the island. Lucky for us, we've just bumped into Paul Cassidy, fresh off his win yesterday, Paul. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much.
It's so good to see you, Maxman, on the top step.
Yeah, it's nice to actually get a win round here, to be honest with you. You know, it is a dream, isn't it, to actually get on a top step and get a trophy and actually get your name on the trophy. Yeah. So, yeah, really looking forward to it. And then, yeah, we're back out on Monday now, isn't it, for the Classic Superbike. And we've had a lot of troubles, really, with that. But, yeah, we'll forget about that one.
What are your hopes for tomorrow?
To be honest with you, for the team, we'd just like to get a finish. The first night of practice, we had the carbs come off. Second night, we had the head gasket blow on it. The third night, we had a gearbox problem. Then we had a fuel problem. So we haven't actually done many laps. We've done 3 in total. So yeah, get a finish and we'll be happy. Straight into the beer tent.
Yeah, too right. Well deserved as well. And taking us back to that ultra lightweight, the bike that you were on, tell us about the team setup and what you won the race on.
Yeah, so basically we were riding a Yamaha 400. It's an ex-Hislop. I think he rode it in 91 or 92. A lad called Dave Green, he bought it this year and asked me if I wanted to ride it. So I jumped at the opportunity for that, just for the history of the 100th anniversary of it. And then, yeah, we went out the first night and we were told that it'd do the 2 laps. Unfortunately, it didn't. We only got down to the Craig and ran out of fuel on that. So then we knew we had to change the tank. So eventually we got our hands on another tank through Gav Brown, one of his friends. And that then was set then for a 2-lapper. And then we'd obviously have to fuel, which we did on the first lap. So, yeah, we set off. Got a bit of a slow start, to be honest, it felt like. Came back in, got fueled up, good team. You know, we got going, head down. And then as we started coming onto the mountain, we realised there was a lot of mist. It was quite bad in places, you know, you could not physically see through it. And then coming down from the Craig, we got the red flag and we were all sat there in a bit of anticipation, wondering what was going to be the turnout. And we were all questioning each other. And then, yeah, we got back and they weighed the bikes, checked the bikes over, and then we were given the win. So I was happy, more than happy.
Excellent. Well, listen, good luck tomorrow. Enjoy the celebrations tomorrow night. And, yeah, all the best and nice to speak to you.
Thank you very much.
So up here at Derby Day, you bump into some pretty ace faces. There's some great racing going on. The weather has got a little bit wet now. So we've come in for a bit of shelter into the race office and bumped into these guys. So Heads Up Racing, Mr. Ian Purr. You're here, obviously enjoying the Manx Grand Prix and also with the team, Ian?
Yeah, we've come over to Marshall. So we've brought Heads Up. The youths involved in Heads Up build the bikes and they take part in the races either as marshals or as pit crew, or a couple of the lads are riding and then I ride as well when I need to. But this time we're over to Marshall with these 3 and we're also lucky enough to be here with Alistair Cowan and his race team. And they've got Dave O'Johnson currently sitting 2nd, Craig Neve 4th and Chris Cook is 5th or 6th, I think it is, in the senior class.
In the Manx Grand Prix.
Yeah, so it's awesome. We're sharing the house with Alistair and Colin and it's really good because not only are we getting to see it from the marshalling side of things, but we're getting to be part of a team in a very tiny way, but it's really nice.
Awesome. We've got to tell the viewers about Heads Up Racing. It's a pretty amazing organisation and what it does, so fill everybody in on it.
We're a charity that started around a race team. The kids involved build the bikes and then they come to all the events as pit crew. And as I say, we've got 2 young lads that ride for the team now. We've got Callum Pert, who's my son, and Finlay Milne. And then my other son, Gregor, is part of the other side of Heads Up when he's not playing rugby. So the charity works that we'll be working with unemployed kids. We've got groups of kids that come on a Friday night, which is John's part of that. So Friday night the workshop's open to anybody who wants to come along, and we'll just buy a load of chips and set them down the middle of the table, and then some of the lads and lasses work on bikes, and the other ones just sit there and watch bike racing stuff on the telly and stay warm and keep safe and not be causing a nuisance to anybody, and just see a different side of life. And then Ollie, who's another lad who's with us, is part of our unemployed group that we work with, and these guys just got the opportunity to, right, we're going to Isle of Man, we're going to Marshall, this is the day we're leaving, are you want to come? So
Not a bad way to spend your Friday night, is it, John?
Oh, that's really good. I've been part of it for, I think it's about 5.5 years now, and the way I started with Heads Up is I was just kind of one of these quite quiet people at school, and I got invited onto a group with Ian, and I'd always been into cars and bikes my whole life, and one of the days when I got to go down to the workshop and I seen that, you know, I can get involved with this sort of things, I went straight headfirst into it, and from there I haven't looked back. I've been able to get a job into the motor trade and progress my mechanical skills further, and getting all these experiences. Without Ian, honestly, I don't know where I'd be.
Start crying in a minute.
And Gregor, that's pretty ace what your dad's doing, isn't it? And then you get to sample the delights of the great organisation and do it with your brother as well.
Yeah, I think it's great what he does, and my brother is always involved in the racing side as he's one of the racers. I tend to come along and do the marshalling sides of things, and I'll go to the racing and I'll help out everywhere I can. Just trying to be as much help, but it's really good what he does, and it's a lot of help to a lot of people, I think.
It has. It's a wonderful charity. So if anybody wanted to support it and help it out, how can they do that, Ian?
There's several ways. They can look on Facebook. They can find my Facebook, Ian Pert. Dead easy to spot because it's the only one you'll find that's got bike racing on it. There's also the Heads Up, which is spelled HEDZUP, and they'll find the Heads Up Racing. I've got a page as well, but I'm not very good at updating that. But we do try. And so you can just get in touch. If anybody would be interested, if anybody wants to just find out more, just get in touch. If anybody's kind enough to find out more and we want to try and support us with what we do, that'd be amazing. We've got the motorbike side of things. We try to build an outdoor centre for kids in the mountains of Scotland, just because kids need an adventure, and that's what's missing in life. So we try and give them an adventure, whether it's coming to bike racing, whether it's building race bikes, or whether it's going climbing or hill walking or whatever. We just try and show them that life's really good, but you have to put a wee bit of effort in and grab it, and it doesn't grab you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Changing so many lives. It's great. But I want to plug your book as well. I mean, it's a bit of a cheesy book. Bit of a cheesy book.
Oh, thanks for that.
No, that's not what I meant to say.
I was so proud.
Bit of a cheesy plug, but it's a great book. You've got more than one book, right?
Well, I'm still writing the second one.
Yeah.
Back in 2016, me and Jim Hunter, who's one of the travelling marshals, in fact he's one of the main travelling marshals, and a guy called Ronnie Russell, who's a former TT rider, we filled a van with food and clothes and drove to Romania in the spirit of what Joey Dunlop did, and ended up actually in the Ukraine after that because it seemed like a good idea to take a detour. Sort of wasn't. And when we got back from that, I thought there's a story here, and I wrote a book. I've never written a book before, obviously, and I wrote a book and got it published, and we've been selling copies of that. I think we've sold about 500 copies in total, and we've still got copies left, so if anybody wants one, get in touch. And it is the story of what we did and our experiences. And then in 2018, we drove to... where did we drive to Syria? Because that seemed like a good idea. Well, we came back from Romania and said, well, all the stuff was kicking off. Syria was not very good, and people were starving, and thought, well, where would Joey go? And Jim said, well, he would go to Syria. So, right, okay, that's where we're going. So we drove all the way across Europe, all the way down through Turkey and right to the Syrian border. And I've been writing a book about that since we got back. But the first book, I found it really easier to write because Gregor was in a swimming club, and I would take him to swimming, and I would sit there and try and avoid the swim mums by writing the book. And just, but then COVID got in the way, and I thought COVID would be great. I'll be able to just sit there and write my book. But actually, your head's not in the right place. You have to be just I don't know. I've just struggled to do it. So I'm halfway through it, and I will get the second one written eventually.
Great.
And I'll tell you when I do.
Yes, please do. It's a great read. It's a great charity. Please do check them out. Once we share this, we'll share the link and everything. Boys, Thank you for coming in, marshalling. It's really important, very much needed, and great experience for you guys. Thanks for chatting to us. You just join us in doing a little two-wheeler. So here at the Derby Day, we bumped into the Neen boys. So 4 of you have been out racing today, is that right? So young Billy, young Billy's out there at the minute, and then it's only Phil that's not managed to get out. So how was it out there for you, Kenny?
It was okay actually. It was a little bit sort of like got to be careful because I have not ridden that bike on here before.
And what bike are you riding?
I was riding CBR RR 600. It was okay. It's like it's a parade, but sometimes it's not a parade.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a little bit of mist comes down, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah,
Great.
excellent. Raced.
No, I bet you can't go slow.
Oh, Billy's just come in.
Yeah, go for it. Thanks, Phil. So Norman, how was it for you? Did you have a bit of fun out there?
Oh, I on the big XJR 1300. I'm surprised how well it handled too.
Yeah.
I was really giving it stick
Great.
with the silencers off it. A lot of noise.
Great.
No, it's good.
Really good day though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
we
what have
had
you
it.
been on, Richard?
Dan's
the
bike that's usually at Victory Cafe.
Okay.
Took that out for its annual run.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. Yeah,
Good
took
stuff.
it steady. I don't want to damage it. So
Yeah.
or myself because you don't bounce these days. You snap. So so
Great fun,
just
though,
good fun.
if
Yeah,
you
good.
get yous all together and get yous up here and supporting Billy as well, right?
Yeah, he had his first race today.
Yeah.
He had his first race. So yeah, so he's happy.
Mega.
Yeah, I think he's looking forward to his proper first meeting there. So.
Yeah.
But he's got plenty of time. He's only 13, so you know what I mean. So he's got it all ahead of him, hasn't he? You know.
Nice. Well, listen, passing the baton, so we got to keep our eyes out for him, haven't we?
Yeah, it's all starts all over again in a way, really, doesn't it? You know, 1 though, not 5. Yeah, that used to be a little thing with my mum, I think. You know, the 5 of us out there all racing away, like. But she was very good. Like she never really said anything. She just
Get on with it.
yeah, just get on with it. Enjoy it, she said, because you know you'll regret it if you don't. Like, you know.
Exactly. Well, listen, gents, I'm going to let you get back to it. Thanks for chatting to us again.
Yeah.
And enjoy this, the rest of the event. And this weather's a bit damp, isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
Derby.
it is Derby. But it's great, isn't it? Some of the bikes that have been here.
You got most of the day in anyway, so it could have been a lot worse. Could have given me a total washout, couldn't it? So, and it's great for the club. Brings a few quid in for the club. So
Absolutely.
it wasn't a lot of people turned up.
Loads of people. They had 5,000 through the door here today. 5,000 customers, yeah, which is awesome.
Fee bob in the
Isn't
office
it?
for the club, and
It is
I
a
don't know if they were
few
charging with it today.
oh, weren't they?
I don't know.
All right.
They were charging. Yeah. So that really helps a small club like this, a small circuit like this.
Actually, I met 2 guys. They were at the Ginger Hall when Dan retired in 2017 on John Chapman's Honda,
Oh, yeah.
and they had a few pints together, you know, and they were telling me a few tales, like, and when they seen Dan's bike there, they couldn't believe it, like, and I let them sit on the bike, you know, and all that, and they were going, no, and I was going, yeah, get on it, you know.
Yeah.
And they were just absolutely made up, like, you know. So a guy was from France and another one from Denmark.
Great.
But, you know, they followed Dan, like, and you just said, you know, we were saying, like, what a nice lad he was and all that, like, and the crack they had after, because, you know, he'd retired, so they had a few beers, like, so it was nice to meet them, like, you know, kids sitting on it and stuff like that. So, been a great day. Yeah, been a great day.
Well, listen, I think the last session's going to go out, but
Yeah, I was supposed
yeah.
That was,
Oh, were you?
I was, but we decided not to.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, nice one, guys. Thanks so much. Two-wheeling. So for the Manx Grand Prix celebrating 100 years, we've got quite a great entry of Manx men here this year, including this gent here, Mr. Ryan Kingle. Ryan, it's great to see you here racing and with such a great team set up as with Mistral Racing. How does it feel to be part of the centenary?
Yeah, no, it's been good. Obviously, this is my first experience with the Manx Grand Prix altogether, but to be part of the centenary year and obviously have such a great team behind me on my first go at it, it's nice to be here, yeah.
And how has it been getting that bike out?
Yeah, it's been good. Just because I've never been on something that's the same age as me, just had a couple of teething issues with myself, nothing to do with the bike, just had to get myself comfy on it. But yeah, I think by Wednesday we were happy with where we were with pace-wise and where the bike was at, so we made a decision as a team to keep the bike ready for the race now, so less stress. Hopefully everything goes okay tomorrow now and enjoy that.
Great. And it's such a shame, Jamie. You were supposed to be here, weren't you, racing? And sadly, your ride fell through. But you can still hear and support your brother.
Yeah. Fell through like 3 weeks before the event. Just hasn't happened. I've had quite a rough year in general. I've been up every day, every practice, just helping out, doing what I can do, just to be there and just to help out.
And what's next for you?
I don't know yet. I'm wanting to try and get back to the UK, do some short circuits before the year's out. I haven't done an awful lot this year, so I need to get the cogs turning for next year already, and just get some stuff sorted, really.
And as brothers competing on the same course, insane course, and we all love it, do you obviously swap notes? But how much time do you actually spend together working on your track knowledge?
We was asked this at TT as well, and to be fair, not a lot, because we came into TT this year and Jamie had only done one TT as well, and there was so much thing when we were doing laps. Me and Jamie were doing them with somebody else at the same time, so we could get as much knowledge as we could. But once the sessions had finished at TT and we both sit in the truck together and have a bit of a talk there was stuff there that Jamie told me that took me that next step forward at TT, and yeah, it was just we're both still new, and even next year it's only his third year, but obviously the lack of laps he had this year is, he's still on the back foot. But yeah, 3-5 years, as they say, see where we're at then.
And you got great experience here at this particular event, so great encouragement for Ryan here as well.
Yeah, we had a good run last year, to be fair. The practice week couldn't have went any worse, but then come race day, I actually did more laps race day than I did throughout practice week, which is, people say I have a bad practice week for a good race, and that's how it turned out last year. Yeah.
Awesome. So tomorrow then, what do you expect, and what are you hoping for, Ryan?
There's no expectations, just go and enjoy it, and hopefully, as long as we see the finish flag, I think we're all going to be happy in here, so that's the main aim. Obviously, you've got your own quiet goals, but there's no point screaming and shouting about it. We'll do what we can do, and what I can do on the day is all I can do, so if we finish and we're all going to have a drink after, I think we'll all be happy.
And you'll have a drink anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I bet you've got so many friends and family around the course. I mean, your home track, so it's, how many people must be out there filming you, taking your pictures, sending you messages of encouragement. It must be ace.
No, it is good. It's good. It's always good to have the people out there, and you can actually learn stuff by the videos they send you as well. You can see what you're doing wrong and learn by them. But yeah, it's. I think tomorrow's going to be a bit of a different experience. But because I've not been on the bike since Wednesday now, the arm was still quite quiet then. So obviously people come over for the weekend as a festival. But so I'm sure it's going to be a lot more people on the hedges tomorrow.
Ace. Well, listen, gents, have a great final day. Thanks for speaking to us. I look forward to seeing what you both get up to next. And have a great one tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, will you just join us in doing a little two-wheeling? Yeah. Well, sadly, that is it for 2023's Manx Grand Prix centenary celebrations. And wow, what celebrations there were. There's been some phenomenal racing, some records broken, and some pretty fantastic events to celebrate those 100 years going on around us. So the one thing that stands out for me was being there up on the start line when those legends on two wheels and two legs were there for the Made at the Manx parade lap on Saturday. I mean, to be up close, so close to those beautiful pieces of machinery and history was pretty special. So yeah, it's still very much goose pimples moment, pinch me moment. Has been multiple times here, quite frankly, this last week, and it's just been an incredible. This Manx girl, yeah, is emotional, having been a part of such an event. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I cannot wait to come back next year. Stay tuned to Two Wheeling Classics. We've got lots more content coming your way. We've certainly been reliving our passion here at the Manx Grand Prix 2023.